hello. Oh boy, these damn cameras. That's not what I wanted at all. All right, hey, folks, it's me, Colt Sebastian Taylor. Welcome to the Longshots, Dungeons and Dragons, Session 2, Season 2. Very exciting stuff here. We got all new characters. 1480, Icewind Dale. We got Dragonborn, we got Blue People, we got Rabbit. It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Our dear New Zealander isn't with us at the moment, but she may be popping in later. So let me throw it over to the man who always looks good in plaid, and I've got the link to a secret OnlyFans site, Mr. Silent Buck. I have to tell you, it is tastefully graphic.
Called Plaid Daddy.
Plaid Daddy 69.
I believe it. Kayla's like, what?
I believe it. I got choked. All right. So we've started a brand new season in a inhospitable, frozen, awful wasteland. It's not Canada, but I could see why you would think that. It's basically
sounds like home.
the fantasy equivalent of Canada. North America's hat.
Yellowknife.
Russia, Canada, who knows?
Yeah, you know, it could be both.
I mean,
and in fact,
you can't see Ida's camera right now, but she just chugged a big old ball of whiskey on her end.
The biggest.
Yeah,
Incorrect.
I saw what you drink.
Yeah.
No, don't worry, I'm vouching for you.
Black velvet
So,
Canadian whiskey.
If whiskey is slightly too spicy pasta, then yeah.
Tennessee
that's
whiskey.
Just a couple pieces of bookkeeping info, just as a reminder. I have cleaned up the table here in Tabletop. Those of you that can see it, we have the board in the middle. We have a brand new map for Icewind Dale. There's another map off to the right that also contains each of the tiny little towns. There are 10 of them. 10 towns.
That I was unaware of last week.
Yeah, that's okay. Now, we have yet to pick out our party miniatures, which we do when we do things. So, if we get into combat, I will go ahead and pull us into a break. I'll have us look through bags or whatever. I don't need it to take forever necessarily. However, pick the one that speaks to you, and we'll have a good mini for you. Beyond that, just as a reminder once more, when it comes to combat, top of combat, you guys can strategize with each other, talk to each other as players, as characters, whatever. Once initiative rolls, whoever's turn it is, they're the one speaking. They can direct questions out of character, but you cannot reply till it's going to be your turn. We're going to try to see how in the mindset of a 6-second act we can be. So it may add just a tiny little bit of spice to some of these, and maybe take a little bit more pressure off of you too, since no one can chip in. All right. So we feeling good?
So good.
I got you. So, Colt, or rather, Bretlin, bring us in.
Last week on Season 2, we got introductions to our adventurers for this fantastic season. And we met Bretlin, Marmar, Evander, Ida, Catelyn, and apparently Bertram Reynolds, because that didn't update for some reason. Oh, goddamn overlay. This goddamn overlay. Alright, we'll go here. Aaron, for,
Hey, I'm over here now.
what happened between the last 2 weeks? Honestly. Alright, you might see some folks moving around. Anyways, Ida met a drunk fisherman, and we also met Evander and Katrina in a bar. Bretlin was wandering about, being a handsome rabbit, and Mara had a name that no one could actually pronounce. So, this week, what's next in cold, chilly Icewind Dale, set in by snow for the last few years? Can't chill up there. Find out that and more as I figure out what happened to the overlay on this week's Longshots, Dungeons and Dragons.
Woo.
So we open as Madama leaves the black-bearded brother to go shop for supplies, followed closely by Amos, the Steel Defender Robocat, again closely followed by Katina, who then leaps onto Amos and is whispering sweet cat nothings into its robotic ears. We go back inside the black-bearded brother as you discuss the latest findings, and I believe, if I wasn't incorrect, Ida, you were trying to get somebody onto a field trip, and you were going to pay them your lunch money.
Yeah, that was my goal. So, yeah, I don't know if. I mean, Aaron, you said that this was real dangerous. But I mean, I really need to do this. Is there any way to make this possible?
I'll consider it.
Really?
Well, there doesn't seem to be much more interesting things going on around here. Unless the fisherman wakes up.
Who is snoozing soundly back in the corner booth?
Is he in a comfortable position? Like,
I mean, he is basically propped up in the booth, hat kind of over his eyes. He is slowly melting now from the ice that was covering him. So there is like this nasty pool of water growing. He's probably going to be soaked.
ooh, that won't do. Aaron is going to dry him off a little bit and maybe bring like a couple dry towels. Because we're in fucking Neverwinter. He's gonna
Chilly
catch
country.
pneumonia and literally die. So yeah, Aaron would do that and make sure that he's got everything he needs.
All right. I like that.
Anybody else?
Would be more than happy to accompany you, Miss No.
Thank you so much.
I believe you gave Evander here 10 gold to accompany you.
Excuse me, 10 gold is not the agreed upon price.
That's all I kind of have.
In his sleep, the dwarf just mumbles, "Agreed upon price." I will say at this particular moment, Madama, since she will of course be delayed, Amos the cat figures, let's let her shop, and kind of like sticks his head back in the doorway of the black bearded brother and gives kind of like a 2 ears side to side, like what's up, Aaron? Do I still do this? You've noticed, however, that Katina has been hitching a ride.
Aaron will kind of heartily chuckle and motion for Eamon to come inside. And maybe, I don't know, do mechanical cats produce body heat? Probably not, right? Unless there's like some sort of internal combustion unit inside of him that is creating
I would
heat.
say not, considering he runs off of magic and not combustion. However, I mean, if you've got like prestidigitation or some other kind of magic, he could emit heat.
One moment. I have such thing, kind of.
Perfect.
I have magical tinkering, but he's not a tiny magic object, unfortunately. And that doesn't allow me to emit heat. So, oh well. Aaron will just kind of gesture to Eamon to help kind of bring over some dry rags from behind the counter and make sure that our dwarven friend is nice and dry and maybe cuddled up.
I think Bretland would probably assist him.
Excellent. So Amos is going to start reaching his head into cupboards and just bringing them up towards Katina and just like passing rags back and forth. All right.
Katina is going to reluctantly help, but spend the entire time whispering in the cat ear, "Don't have to listen to him. You are a strong, independent creature."
Meow.
Well, with that, Aaron would kind of assume that the dwarf isn't going to be waking up anytime soon. So Aaron would kind of turn to Ida and just ask, "What's the time frame of you needing to go? What's? Could you maybe give us a little bit more detail?"
I mean, definitely as soon as possible. But, I mean, I guess it's not really going anywhere. It's a book, right? Yeah.
It would allow us to properly prepare for
So,
a journey.
yeah, we got time. I mean, definitely don't want to, like, hold off too long, but we got time to prepare. And
Buck, I just rolled an insight check. I'm wanting to know, based off my knowledge of where we would be going and the perceived readiness of the group, what would I kind of garner from that?
What, to journey to Solstice?
Yeah, do we need to maybe gather some items and...
Well,
gain
you
some
would
levels?
definitely want somebody who is not only proficient with... Thank you. Proficient with, like, sea vehicles and, ships, things like that. But on top of that, maybe a seasoned sailor or something like that who is able to more accurately weave around the giant icebergs and things out there in the sea of moving ice. It is not a very safe place to be sailing by any means. People do it a bit reluctantly, but especially now with it being 2 years of winter, there's a lot more ice out there than normal.
Damn, if only we had Burt Reynolds.
That's what I was just thinking.
right.
We almost did. We were so close.
Almost
We
did.
this close.
Damn it.
Okay, Aaron would kind of posture that to Ida and ask, who's gonna take us there? How are we gonna get there? Do you have a ship?
No. I mean, I was kind of hoping you did.
Well, we all
Oh, no,
did
no.
just meet someone who probably has some sea experience. And Bretlin will slowly look over to the drunk dwarf passed out on the side. And since you gave all of your money to Evander over there, who I'm sure will be worth every coin, maybe we can bargain with him when he sobers up for transportation.
With where we're heading, we might need more than just a drunkard dwarf navigating us in the
Yeah.
waters.
Ideally, he'd be sober while navigating.
I do.
Ideally, but-
So we got a roll from a random table from Twitch.
Oh.
In walks someone wearing some very loosely fitting furs and kind of like a tie-dye sort of pattern. He's got long dreadlocked hair, and he kind of sits down at one of the seats at the front of the bar. It kind of taps it, and then shouts back towards the bartender, "Hey man, take your time." Looks back around. Hey.
Good afternoon.
Who is this person looking at?
Hi.
Just generally
Hello.
everyone.
Hello. You don't happen to have any like sailing experience, do you?
I was there, man. I saw it all. You should have seen. Oh, wait, no, you didn't ask about that. What'd you ask?
Ida, you don't want his help.
Do you have any? Do you have any experience, like, with a boat?
His mouth opens up like he's going to say something, and his eyes, you can tell, are just searching mentally for the answer, and he goes, "Yeah, I know where you can find one, man."
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I see boats all the time.
Oh my god.
Go on.
Really? And where can we find one?
Well, I mean, typically, man, we check down at the docks. Though, if you're looking for one that's a little fixer-upper, you know, you can always find one at the shoreline. A lot of things tend to crash and scuttle, and let me tell you, there's no good way of dragging one of those things back over the ice, so a lot of folks just tend to leave them. I mean, if you're pretty handy with some tools, or, you know, a guy or two or three, you might be able to fix it up. He gets his drink, thanks the bartender, and sort of just sniffs it for a moment.
Well, thank you very much for your help.
Of course, man, anytime. Name's Dave.
Dave, lovely to
Thank
meet
you,
you.
Dave. Out of character, guys. Call
I'm
me
Ida.
crazy. I'm proficient in wood carving and smithing.
Should we just
And
go
I-
over the boat?
Hey, I'm good with painter's supplies. I'll paint the name onto the.
I feel like our main issue is navigation.
Guys, I got a B- in my arts and crafts class in high
Mhm.
school. We could totally make that
I
happen.
got you. I got you.
Okay, so I don't think we'll be putting together a busted up ship off of the shore. Surely we can find something better. Aaron would approach the barkeep at this point to maybe inquire about any local captains that he or she could point us in the direction.
Well, there is a few you could choose from. Over in the town of Lonelywood, a group of privateers for hire will every so often head back out towards the Scherngarn, the river that Bremen sits on, actually, and try to make their way back to Luskin. Typically, they break the ice in front of them before the lead merchant vessel leaves. They've only made the journey twice in the past 2 years, but they do return with some more goods, which they do heartily save for some of us. You might try them, though their prices are... Kind of waves his hand back and forth and scratches his head, a little steep. Alternatively, you could try, well, they might be a good fit. You could try just down the lane away. There's a group of brothers. They're all fine wood craftsmen. They may be able to fashion something for any particular boat that you may need. Now, one of them is actually quite efficient at sailing. You could perhaps hire him to do such a thing. Though, I will say, he's very particular about animals. You guys like animals, right?
Very much so.
Aaron will look at Eamon. Yes?
Look, it's none of my business what you folks get up to. Just saying, if you plan on going on a whaling expedition, this man will not help you.
Oh, no, not at all. I think we're going to look for a book.
Well, again, not my business to know. However, I think think he'd be on board for such a thing.
Well, I assume they'd be asking for some sort of trade arrangement, maybe coin. In case they do, is there any work that you could point us in the direction of locally?
Well, he kind of eye spies the drunken dwarf in the back and goes, you know, I see you've met the town fisherman there. You know, Barrelbore's a good sort. He just gets a little shit-faced from time to time. He's been having a great deal of trouble sending fishermen out. Seems like every time he's been sending boats to the Maer Dualdon, the lake, which he will refer to as the Maer from now on. Every time we send folks out to the Maer, they always come back empty-handed. And actually, most recently, he kind of leans in and whispers, even though there's no one else in the bar other than you, Dave, and Barrelbore, you know, actually, about 2 weeks ago, one of the folks came back without a hand. Miserable business. I'm sure Barrelbore did not bring this up to you, I would assume.
No, he did not.
So, if you're looking for coin, either go along with Barrelbore's job, get him the trout, which, personally speaking, would actually really help the town, or on the flip side, you could deal with whatever problem lives in the Maer. Big lake, but I think we'd all feel just the slightest bit safer knowing that, well, we won't be eaten by whatever lives out there.
Aaron will turn back to the group.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, that sounds completely doable, especially if we can get the money for my project.
Katina's gonna chime in and say, neither.
He shrugs.
No?
Well, you know, it's up to you folks. Again, not my business. Just passing along information.
I don't know. I've always thought fishing was like kind of relaxing and kind of, you know, go out there, catch a bunch of fish, and
Yeah,
you
Katina's
make a
gonna
day of
whisper to
it.
the magical cat, can you believe these morons wanting to go anywhere near water? Gross!
Meow.
Don't worry, we're safe here.
Aaron will kind of chuckle and say, I've never known a cat to turn down fish. This is interesting.
Amos's ears kind of perk up, and he's like looking intently at Katina, wide eyes, like the eyelids just kind of like slide back into each other like blinds. Oh?
Katina's gonna respond and say, no. Our underlings bring us the fish. We do not fetch the fish.
But you do like fish.
Obviously. Like, who doesn't like sashimi?
Well, I've now found 3 reasons why we should go get this man some fish. Not to mention, having the favor of the townsfolk would probably ease negotiations with these shipbuilders, should we so choose to go that route.
Oh, I'm
Evander.
very
Sorry, go
in.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Evander looks hesitant, but as soon as you mention having the favor of the townspeople, he kind of eases up a bit.
Noticeably?
He kind of has like while you guys are talking about going fishing and stuff like that, he has a look of like, are you fucking serious? Like of almost disgust. But when you say that, he kind of like thinks about it for a second, and his face goes more neutral.
Bretlin, what about you?
This seems like the most straightforward path to help Ms. No with her quandary. We don't none of us seem to be all that well funded to purchase a ship and hire a navigator. None of us are navigators, and I don't think we have time to build a ship along the shoreline. So, if we help our intoxicated, vice-ridden dwarf over there, then seems like we can not only help ourselves, but also help this town, which a good deed in itself is often more than reward than most need.
Great. I'll go wake him up.
Well,
Oh, okay.
And let him know.
Actually, while you're working on that, I'll be using magical tinkering on a rag off of the counter if I could.
Okay.
To grant it the smell of smelling salts to put under the dwarf's nose.
I love that. Let's give you inspiration.
Heyo.
Sweet.
All right. So, with the addition of the smelling salts, and Ida, how else are you trying to wake him up?
I think Ida's going to go over there. I think she'll stumble a little bit on like the chairs that are in front of the table. And I think someone brought him a glass of water before. She's going to knock that over onto his head by accident. Oh, sorry.
He kind of like focuses his eyes, they cross, they meet back at your nose, and he's like, huh.
Hey, I don't know if you remember me. I just wanted to...
You're one of the 35, right?
Yes, that's me. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I've gotten a group together, and we've all decided that we're going to take your boat and go find some fish. Trout, right? Or did you want tuna?
Trout, most definitely trout.
Trout.
Remember, it was the agreed upon price.
Right, 5 silver.
He frowns immediately.
No, five copper pieces.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Kind dwarf, if you don't mind me asking, what is the negotiated price for the loss of a limb, if you don't mind telling me?
Roll insight.
That is a 20, dirty.
He looks visibly nervous. And he goes,
Lost limbs? No, certainly not. Never any kind of dangerous fishing out there. It's just trout after all. Not like you're hunting whales or anything.
Well, I understand you'd like us to give you a hand, and I understand you might be short one from your previous crew, so I just wanted to know if maybe there was a little extra that you could throw in for the trouble, assuming we all come back with all of our limbs and orifices.
Maybe some life insurance. Do you have a life insurance policy?
he's like,
How about healthcare? Dental?
401k match.
the words hit him like a brick, and he's just stunned, like, what?
Yeah, like if we get into any trouble, like you take a cut of our paycheck and that goes into a pool so that like if anybody gets hurt while we're out working, you can pay for our medical bills.
Like workers' compensation?
Yeah.
Are we a union now?
Very, very, very honorable.
The Longshots union?
I know a cleric who dropped out of the monastery, if that helps.
I think we could take care of our own. Maybe just some more coin would be enough. Yeah, wouldn't you guys agree?
He looks around shiftily. Let's see. Which of the two of you, between Aaron or Ida, has the best charisma? We're going to be doing persuasion, if that helps you.
Not me.
I'm great.
+0.
Oh, hey, me too.
Then
I have a
because-
+5. That's unfortunate.
Persuasion?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, go for it, Amtring.
I-
Excuse me. Go for it,
Oh,
Ida.
mark it. Mark it.
Graveyard.
Mark it.
Graveyard.
Graveyard.
I got some new Ida dice.
Very
Ooh,
beautiful.
I like it.
Yes.
Ooh.
I have these blue
Crystal.
sparkly dice that glow in the dark for
Ooh.
Evander. Yeah.
I rolled a 7.
Ooh.
D.
7.
70. I heard 70.
Okay.
70.
Well, he's gonna just. Oh, so 13?
No, 7.
Okay, just 7. Got it. All right.
No, 7.
He's gonna just kind of nod and be like,
Look, for the troubles that apparently we're discussing for the
he kind of air quotes health
care, a one-time renegotiation of the agreed-upon price, which will now be 6 copper pieces. Does this sit well?
Are we trying to get more money from this guy right now?
No, at this
Yeah,
point, I think
not
I'm
really.
about ready to give up.
No, because
I think we're.
okay, because I have an
Sure.
idea. But if we're trying to get more money from this guy,
I think
I think
at
that
this
sounds
point,
entirely reasonable.
yeah. Listen,
mm,
Mr. What was your name again, sir?
Barrel bore.
Mr. Barrel Bore. I can't say that I speak on behalf of the rest of my friends, but I think 6 copper is more than generous.
I'd like to negotiate a clothing allowance.
yeah, I will not be getting any of my furs wet.
Nope, we need yachting attire.
I would most certainly allow you to wear clothes. In fact, I recommend it. It's quite cold out there.
Very, very practical.
I agree, which is why we need to get some new ones, which should be worked into our agreement here.
Well, as nice and as generous as I am, I must confess that the last few fishing trips were uneventful, and the coffers are running just a little light. So, I would love to give you said allowance of clothing, but alas.
he kind of holds his hands up and does like a.
I'm a little broke.
Hmm.
And that's
Boo,
6
you
copper
whore.
per. And that's 6 copper per trout, right?
Yes, we sell it, and I give you your cut to the agreed upon price of 6 copper.
And what's the price that you're selling them at?
Persuasion?
18.
Nice.
Goes,
Well, typically I can, get about anywhere from 5 to 7 silver apiece. Now, that's if they're the big ones, of course. Then there's the operating cost for the boats and the obvious repairs. And then there was that one time I had to get the cleric to regenerate a limb.
he just kind of pauses and is like,
Unrelated accident.
And that unrelated incident was not covered by workers' comp.
I have no idea what workers' comp is.
Workers' compensation.
That sounds like a city slicker kind of thing to say.
Oh, it's really not. Like, really, if anything, you're just covering your own ass from any possible legal actions taken
he
against you.
sits up, turns around, and looks at his butt, and he goes,
My ass is quite covered, actually.
Katina's gonna whisper to Amos. That's his name, right? Amos?
I believe so.
Okay, cool. I hate him.
Well,
Ma.
Bradley.
I
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
do highly recommend you consider looking into this. It's just a matter of time before some unhappy employee of yours ends up, in a dangerous situation that you put them in, and it causes them to
He goes,
be unable to work.
I don't want to sound rude either, but daylight's fading, and I say daylight lightly because every day is gray around here, but it's going to get very cold at night, and this time spent yapping could be spent trapping.
Oh, yes, and the whole, 24 hours of darkness and 24 hours of daylight, that sure doesn't help.
Most certainly not.
So, kind dwarf, if you would, show us to the boat. I think,
Oh, right this way.
I think we would love to help you, unless anyone
Yeah.
is in disagreement.
He goes to stand up, does a big stretch, lets out a belch, tugs on his beard, and starts marching his way back down through the snow towards the docks.
Do we pass any shops on the way?
The one shop in there would be the Buried Treasures Inn, which is on the southwest portion of town.
Mm.
If there was something you did need to buy, you could have done that along with Madama earlier.
We didn't
I just
need
wanted
to
know
buy
if we were
any.
passing any clothing stores.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's like discount clothing over there in Buried Treasures.
Ugh,
Gross.
no.
All right. So eventually, you manage to step foot back on the dock where there are two vessels, the Burly Ram and the Pronged Goat, which is the one he was super proud of. Let's see here. I need everyone who lays eyes upon the Pronged Goat to make me an investigation check.
$11.
There's a 13 from Aaron.
Great.
18.
Nice.
Doing good this time.
Aaron, Katina, Evander, that curious dent in the top of the railing of the Pronged Goat looks suspiciously like a giant bite, like a bite mark, like something went chomp.
How big is it?
Let's see. I would say a little bit larger than basketball-sized bite mark. Yeah. Yeah.
Tina is gonna
Listen.
immediately try and lead Amos away.
Yeah, Vander's kind of not. He's just gonna stand there looking at it. He's not approaching.
It's not the vibe.
I was just asking, really inane questions to Barrelboard about sailing and fishing and, just trying to get as much information from this dude as you can. Completely oblivious to the fact that this ship is clearly broken.
Oh, it's not the ship that's broken that I'm worried about. It's what broke the ship that I'm worried about.
Kind dwarf, what made that bite mark, if you wouldn't mind telling me?
His brow furrows and make a persuasion check for me, please.
Not quite the ship I arrived on several years ago.
17.
He sighs, kind of sidles up to you as discreetly as he can, and kind of motions like, "Come here." And he goes, "Closer." And he whispers right into the side. He's like,
So, deep into the Maer lies a large, ferocious beast. Some say its neck is long enough to nip the top sails of a mighty galleon. I personally believe that's utter horseshit, but one thing's for certain. Every last crew that I send out is either too afraid or has a run-in with something.
he nods his head back to that bite mark.
That is the only actual proof I have. Well, and of course, the hand of the fellow who had it there on the railing to begin with. That being said, do be careful. In all honesty, The trout is nice, but if you could, perhaps, do me a favor and
He kind of goes, gives the kill symbol.
whatever's out there, if you could put that down, I'd be most grateful.
Guys, we're level
I've-
3.
I have a counter ask.
Mm.
We're in need of a boat and a skilled captain. If we do this for you, can you help us?
He nods.
And I'll be sober too. Well, mostly sober.
Speaking of which, on a scale from 1 to I'm dying, how disgusting is his breath right now?
It's pretty bonkers. Like, it's just straight liquor. That being said, he goes,
I typically always stay sober enough that I know what I'm doing, but drunk enough that I don't care.
All right. Well, Aaron will kind of turn to the group. There might be something dangerous out there, but if we defeat it, we might have our choice of captains and ships. What do you all think?
Clothing allowance?
I didn't hear what you said. Continue.
Clothing allowance?
Aaron will kind of look at... Actually, no. Aaron will look at Evander. Evander?
Yes.
A clothing allowance, maybe? Out of your coffers and your know-how?
Do you think I can afford charity?
Well, all right then.
Brentland's just
Forgive me for saying.
Brentland has brought a little thermos of tea. He's just sipping tea on the dock there with his little rabbit ears hanging down the back. This is not quite the party I'm used to, but this is all very entertaining.
so
Forgive me for saying, but I can't exactly afford to give my merchandise away. I have a business card.
uncharacteristically, Barrelboy, for the first time since you've met him, kind of like seems direct and honest, and he finally goes,
Look, this is honestly the furthest I've gotten to actually having this dealt with.
he reaches into a back pocket and he goes,
These are my personal muffs, but I think you'll find them quite stylish, if it helps.
and when he pulls them out, they are made of this like beautiful wool. However, Evander, with your clothing knowledge, you know that most of it on the bottom layers are silk, but what really sticks out to you is that the entire thing animates with what seems to be like waves of fire that kind of go over the top of it. They're not actually on fire, but the fabric itself is magically animated.
Where did you acquire that piece?
Been in my family for generations. We had it appraised once. They said it was made of spider silk. No idea who enchanted it though, but it's quite nice.
So you
I
say.
try and snatch it.
Tina, please, restraint. Respect for the clothing.
I want to try and snatch it. I have a purpose.
Oh, God.
All right, roll me sleight of hand, but as you do,
Could end our boat trip real quickly.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh, nice.
you go to steal it and you notice that he just like looks right over and hands it to you and is like,
Once again, if this helps.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on Amos.
Oh my God, no, not the cat.
his ears kind of like adjust to sit the muffs on, Now he's got these cool, like, hot rod animated flames. He looks over at Aaron for approval. Meow.
Good boy.
Meow.
He looked cold.
So, are we all on the proverbial same boat here of where we're going?
I'd say so.
Evander
Good.
once again looks hesitant.
Assuming that Aaron caught Evander's shift earlier, Aaron will kind of turn over to Evander and say, again, if it's the approval of the town folk you're looking for, slaying a beast that's threatening them is a great way to get started on that. I think we can all stand to gain from this.
Anything to ease the plight of this town is a good thing for all, I would say.
And plus, it helps me move forward with my project.
Yeah, 2 for 1.
No, that's out of character. Yeah, he doesn't say anything.
And Katina can get some fish. I think everyone wins here.
Patina's gonna give him the finger with a claw extended.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, but can you please describe the claw? How long does it extend? What does it look like?
Very long, very pink, very sharp.
Let's see.
Are they like big, fluffy, like normal cat paws, or are they like
Yes.
werecat claws that are like very like human-y but also catty?
I think more catty than human-y, honestly.
I dig it.
You remind me of an oddly passive-aggressive associate I once knew.
Well-dressed one.
He would say so.
Aaron will laugh. This is passive?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Patina
Right.
is gonna fuss over Amos and like adjust the hat on his head and whisper how perfect he looks.
Meow. He's gonna close his eyes with satisfaction and just you can hear the clinking of his metal tail wagging. Alright.
All right.
All right,
Well-
off we go.
The docks before you literally sit out in ice. You've got maybe a football field's length to get to where it is watery enough that you could then begin to row out. The journey out to the Maer proper is not entirely dangerous, but there is going to be some navigation required as you guys kind of get out there and can see a little bit more, because most things are quite misty out here. Whoever is driving this boat is going to have to be making the checks to navigate around the ice.
What kind of checks are they?
If I told you, then I'd have to
Well, that's
kill
not
you.
fair.
I will say that if you are trying to navigate around natural land features,
Survival?
well, maybe.
Nature.
But
Hmm.
I have a
I'm not good at any type
I
of
have
like
plus
nature survival.
for survival.
Yeah, I'm
A
not good at
plus
survival.
four?
I got +1.
Plus 4.
I think
Okay, I'm a
Yeah.
+3.
active
Yeah.
perception
I'm good
is
in
also
my-
going to be important here if we're going to have limited.
I'm only good in my like deception and insight, performance,
Plus-
persuasion, sleight of hand, all that stuff.
plus 4
Stealth, all the
perception,
social
plus
stuff.
4 survival.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and take us to our first break here. When we do return, we'll go ahead and cast off. When we do go on break, though, spend some time on your D&D Beyond character sheet and click each one of the skills and read which one I may choose. Because you guys are definitely on the right path.
Hello there, it's me, Colt Sebastian Taylor, your handsome swashbuckler rogue here on the Longshots D&D. This part of the session, we are currently on break. You're probably asking yourself, Colt, what happens during the break? What's going on? Why did you go? Well, you know what? Sometimes we eat snacks, bathroom breaks, and we can only sit for so long to stretch our muscles. But we do talk between the segment. So, if you didn't want to miss that, then my friends, go down below and join the Discord channel. The link is in below. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to us via the podcast, join the Discord channel and you can chat with us throughout the week and listen to the behind the scenes conversations and other fantastic stuff. And well, hey, listen, sometimes these breaks are 5 minutes long, sometimes they're 10, but this break is over right now. And we're back without cutting off Buckleson.
Hello. So, we have all gathered around the pronged goat and have started dragging it along the ice, easy enough to do as a team effort, until finally, you got a couple breaks in the ice that lead you to quite cold water.
I think Colt would... Colt. Well, put me down.
Add it to the
Bretlin would Bretlin would
We're on
help.
fire tonight.
We are on fire. It's too much vodka. Bretlin would certainly offer a hand to anyone to help them get into the ship before he would get himself in there. Including
quick
Aaron.
pause out of character. I'd like to wink. I'd like to point out that Bertram Reynolds is really trying.
Yeah, I fucking see it. I fucking see it. I fucking see it.
He is determined. He is determined to be in this episode of the Longshots season 2.
What is going on?
The boy who lived. So, on your way out, Katina, are you trying to sneak your moon sugar, or are you just gonna rip it on the way out?
Yeah, I don't really care about these people, so I'm just ripping it.
Clearly.
Gotcha.
Clearly.
Evander is eyeing you, but not
You
in a
guys watch
judgmental way.
as she opens up a small container, kind of waves it under her nose for a second, and just inhales deeply.
Bretlin will lean over to Aaron and say, "You know what they say, users are losers." And he puts a dare sticker on his chest.
Your wisdom checks and saves will go up by 1 for an hour. Your constitution checks and saves will go down by 1 for an hour.
Okay.
Nice.
This could prove either very beneficial or detrimental.
Yep.
Episode.
Does explain some of her...
From chat. Apparently it's called riding the Icewind Dale sleigh.
Zing. Love it. Does explain some of her more unique attributes.
Katina is going to dump a little bit out onto her claw and put it up to Amos.
Oh my god.
Aaron will just laugh. This time just straight up laugh. I don't think that'll work on Aaron.
I don't think you know what's best for him.
I don't think you know anything about him.
His robotic tongue kind of extends out and just slaps onto the powder.
Katina's gonna say, "See, he likes it."
Oh my goodness.
It retracts and his head kind of tilts ow.
Feel like maybe our second priority after these trout is perhaps finding some sort of group meeting at a local church for Katrina or Katina.
Katina is gonna look very, very nervous when you say that and get
roll
as
me
far
insight.
as possible.
Oh, I will. Have the big old 21.
Oh my god.
At the mention of any sort of rehabilitation facility, you notice she gets incredibly shifty.
I've seen that before.
She then sits quietly as she can anyway, fidgeting inside the boat.
Would she?
Aaron, sorry to add on to that, Aaron would try to console Katina. Having little bit of experience with addicts, would have a little bit of a heart for it, and make sure Katina feels comfortable. Calm her down.
That's nice.
Really sweet. Katina will, however, launch into a spiel about how she can stop whenever she wants.
I know. Aaron will just nod and say, I know you can. I know you can.
And so could Amos.
You're right. Absolutely.
Who is driving?
I think Bretlin would do it, saying, "Well, I arrived on the Red October about 3 years ago, and Captain showed me a few things. I think I can handle this."
No objections.
Yeah, no objections. Evander's busy looking at Katina's sugar.
What?
There's
Moon sugar.
Now, I will say, because I'm trying to make more of an effort for descriptions this time around, Katina, you feel a little bit warmer. However, because of the cold, it is immediately sticking to the inside of your nose. It's quite uncomfortable. All right, who's driving?
I am.
Okay.
Bretlin.
Ooh.
Get to the wheel.
When you get to the wheel,
Rabbit.
which in this case is just a large handle that is an oar at the back.
Gotcha. Okay.
From chat, Lord Archibald, which is a character I will introduce to you at some point, trust me, says a small token of his appreciation and has redeemed a random minor treasure. Bretlin, when you get to the handle, there is a small necklace that has a gold locket, you think, worth about 10 gold pieces.
Oh,
Shiny.
Nice.
this is
Shiny
this
is right.
probably the dwarfs. So, is there anything in there, like a picture?
Moon sugar.
When you open it up, there is a carved drawing of this frog standing atop a squirrel, longsword drawn forward, as if he's leading a charge.
Breton will put that in his pocket and check in with the dwarf to see if it belongs to him when they get back. Because it's not going to steal from them. Okay, well, like I said, spent some time on the ship getting here into Icewind Dale. I'm sure I can handle a lake.
Also from chat, there's a special ore in a cave called Narcanium. Here it comes in handy sometimes. I love our community. So, on your way out, is anyone keeping watch for him?
I think that I would be getting some nervous energy out, just kind of running back and forth from either side of the boat.
You doing
Okay.
You doing zoomies?
So each of you do spy an upcoming ice float. Because you've got people watching out for you there, Bretlin, I need a wisdom survival check with advantage.
Ayo, let's do it. Oh, natural 1, but also a 19.
Oh my gosh. Thank God. Jeez.
And this is why it's
Nailed it.
important. So you sort of
So
begin to coast toward.
23 total.
You begin to float towards the ice, and everyone's kind of holding their breath, but at the last second you kind of Tokyo drift it around and you make your way through.
A little showboating. He has a little bit of a smirk. Pick that up from the captain.
About 10 more minutes are going to pass before there is yet another. I will need another survival check with advantage.
Come on, big money, big money, big money. Ooh, another natural 1, but a 13 for a 17.
Hey!
Boy, 2 1s and 2 advantages. Oh boy.
I'm telling you.
We might have all been dead by now.
No. Technically, if I were to do the max damage, you would not be dead yet.
I think Ida's sitting on the floor because she's tried to stand up a couple times, but because of the waves, she just falls over. So she was just like, she's just sitting on the floor. It's
Another-
just safer.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask if there was like a mast I could tie her to just to keep her from falling over, but
It's basically a glorified canoe with like think almost ancient Egypt style like rafts and things, but nicer, or maybe
Wonderful.
Viking longboat style without a sail.
Bretlin is humming a.
Are there life jackets?
No.
Bretlin is humming a soft elvish tune to himself as he's sailing along, enjoying himself.
Excellent. You get to about the 20-minute mark, and guess what?
Okay.
Another ice float.
Oh boy.
You know what to do.
Ooh, okay, 20 total.
Yep. Definitely navigating. You're getting a little bit more confident in this. This time you just easily pass right through between two of them. Taking a look, if any of you guys are looking out at the water, it seems like this could go pretty darn deep, this particular lake. Maybe about 100 feet or so. You're getting out into the channel of the lake proper now. There's one final set of ice floats
Okay.
before you get out into the deep.
Captain of the Red October did say the last one would always get you.
the Red October.
18. Yes,
Perfect.
yes, the ship that dropped me off here in the Icewind Dale. I took it out of Waterdeep when I came here.
I'm sorry, out of character. Did Bretlin say he was the captain of the Red October?
He
No.
learned it from the captain of the Red October.
Okay, got it. Would this
You know
name
who the
be-
captain was.
Wait, I know who the captain was. Oh, please. History
You, the
check.
player, knows who that was.
That wasn't Burt Reynolds, was it?
No, but you're close.
Oh wait, was that Sean Connery?
Connery?
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
The hunt for
Uh,
Red October.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, a younger 1970s era Sean Connery dropped Bretlin off in Icewind Dale.
The day is mine.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dive.
he when we were in Waterdeep, he wore this like red, very barely covering his body outfit. He had a big long black ponytail. Just wore red cloth over himself and like a little bikini bottoms. It was not appropriate for Icewind Dale, but I made my heart skip. He was very handsome.
Well,
Yes.
he sounds handsome.
Yes, he asked me to join his crew, but I was never much for the sea.
Seem to be handling it all right.
Well, it took about 2 months to get here, and kind of traded stories for passage, and so I spent a lot of time with him, and he showed me a few things on how to handle a boat.
Good on you. You're handling it well.
Having made
Keeping you
it
safe.
to the deeps of the lake, you suspect this is probably going to be the best place to begin fishing. If fishing is one of your priorities here, there are 3 sets of fishing tackle, so that's rod, all the baits, the hooks, everything you need. Those of you who may be looking for a creature, that I will have you roll me perception for. If you're going to be going fishing, that'll be survival.
What are
I'll
the
be
waves
looking for a
like?
creature. 15.
Yeah, I'm too worried about whatever. Take a big old chunk out of the boat right now.
I've still got the zoomies, so I wouldn't be stationary at a fishing pole.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Not one.
23.
Two.
Ida's gonna shakily stand up and head towards the ropes and maybe trip over them and get tangled up in them.
Aaron would be pointing. I'd be pointing my light crossbow into the water as I'm kind of looking as well. Loaded.
Perfect.
For 23, Bretlin is fishing.
Excellent.
Whoa!
Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's see.
Ida's gonna help the fishing.
Bretlin,
Or attempt
you're
to.
able to reel in a couple back to back
Hey.
pretty quickly. Aaron, as you're gazing around the lake here, there's a spot maybe about 120, 150 feet from where your canoe currently is, adjacent to another canoe that is also out there fishing. Looks like one guy by himself, just kind of like standing stoic, one of his hands through one of his pant loops, and the other one just kind of like holding the rod lackadaisically over the side. But there is something like a really dark shape underneath this particular ice float, and judging by the size of it and how it's kind of rounded, if there was a place that wasn't purely underwater for a creature to sit, that would probably be a good place.
Okay, is that shadow getting bigger?
Roll another perception for me.
How close are we to it?
About 120 feet.
11?
Can we get closer?
You could get closer.
Can we get
Bretlin is
about
currently
60
fishing.
Sorry.
And with that perception, it doesn't seem like the shadow's getting larger.
Okay.
However, the other fisherman just kind of looks your way, gives you a nod.
Aaron will wave kind of awkwardly and then like point down in like a very like matter-of-fact way, and then kind of give the hand signal like, and then point down again, hoping the fisherman gets the idea.
All right. Then, Mr. Fisherman, how do you respond?
Well, how are you now?
No.
Everybody, welcome tonight's special guest,
Wait, what?
straight
Hello.
from
Hello.
the Twitch.
What are you guys doing there, eh?
Hello?
Oh, okay. That is not my imagination. There is another voice in here. Like,
Welcome. So how far away are we? How am I shouting to get to answer?
I mean, he's about 80 feet. You're not talking normal conversation. You are shouting a little bit. He kind of echoes back across like, "Hey, how are you now?"
Good and you, not so bad.
Aaron will kind of look to the rest of the group and say, "Am I going crazy, or does anyone else see that looming shadow beneath this fisherman's boat in the distance?"
I mean, are you sure it's not just like an underwater ice float?
You know, if I didn't see that giant tooth mark on that boat that we passed on our way here, I would maybe think coincidence, but I'm just a little paranoid. Aaron will kind of look back over to the fisherman. How long have you been out here?
Oh, maybe about, I'd say 48 fiscal hours.
Okay. That's a long time. Have you seen anything unusual?
Plenty of time to see, you know, a thing or two out here, I'd say.
Oh, okay. There's potentially some danger in the water out here. Bretlin, help me out. Can you give me a hand here? I feel like I'm not communicating the potential danger of the situation.
Bradlin is reeling in so many fish right now. He's a very he's whoa!
You got two more big ones.
Hey!
What kind of bait are you using there, bud?
I'm using faith in myself, sir.
Very
I
nice.
would really like to get the boat just a little bit closer.
Oh boy.
Approximately 60 feet closer.
I mean, that might not be the best idea, just because if it is an ice float, then we could run into it, and that would sink our ship, and that would be bad. Because I don't
That
think
boat's
any.
over there.
The shadow has begun moving this time out from under the ice float.
Oh,
Is
wonderful.
heading right for the middle between the fisherman's boat and yours.
Okay, so Aaron's going to now very, very forcibly tell Bretwin, okay, it moved. We need to get somewhere safe.
Yeah, ice float
because
move.
that is dangerous and very large.
Oh, now you've done it.
Done what? Sorry?
And as those words leave your lips, lurching from beneath the... Well, there's no waves, it's a lake. Lurching from beneath the water, the...
Waves that lake has a lot of waves, but okay.
Oh, not this one. The huge form,
Trying to pick
No
apart
way.
his world building.
long neck,
He built a world that's literally my home. I warned
Long
him.
neck.
I live here too.
I warned
This
him.
is a huge sized goose.
Oh,
Of course it is.
It's a goose.
God damn it.
It is
it
a
a silly
large
goose?
black and gray goose, and as
Oh my
it
God.
comes up to the surface, its wings go off to each side, and it lets out a large hiss, like...
We are so fucked.
Uh,
Oh my
God damn it.
We're gonna die.
Should I,
There's
I
no
didn't
more
plan it
ruthless
for us.
creature on the planet Earth.
should I
Fucking goose.
scoot down to our battle map?
None more majestic than the Dale Gooses, eh? Look at him.
Oh my God.
Oh, such a beautiful creature.
Are we,
Terrifying creature.
It whips its head back towards our fisherman friend and goes, "Oh, thank you."
wait, what?
Oh, guys, we're not gonna make the
I'm
same
sorry.
mistake as the Hydra. Okay, we're not gonna kill this thing. We're gonna negotiate.
I think with that, Bretlin would turn around with his pole going, oh! Okay, puts it down.
He
Vander's
goes,
basically on the floor, like, what the fuck? Like, he fell over. Like, he's dumbfounded. He's like, I've never seen anything like this, and it's terrifying.
the large Dale Goose, as our fisherman friend described him, kind of dips his head under the water and starts kind of like preening a couple feathers, and he goes, "So, here's kind of the thing. I know, you're probably thinking to yourself, geez, that's a big goose. Also, why can he talk? Great questions. Unfortunately, I kind of have a job to do. So, we've got two options here. All right, work with me. You guys turn back around the way you came." He looks over towards our fisherman friend. "You two, sadly, appreciate the compliment though. Or we have to do terrible and deadly battle."
I vote the first. I didn't sign up to die.
what's your job? Maybe we can help you.
I'm supposed to guard this lake.
Oh,
From what
only
exactly?
detection though?
Whatever the druid says.
The druid.
Eh.
What's the druid's name?
Well, I must confess, I don't really know his name. Matter of fact, I didn't know much of anything till he brought me to life. Well, I say to life. Kind of, help me understand things. He kind of like waves his wing as sort of like a hand gesture.
Is this druid around here somewhere where we can chat with him?
Well, he's kind of got himself a little habitat just outside Lonelywood, but, I really shouldn't have told you that. Listen, guys, I'm sure we all have jobs to do here. Really, so,
Do you have a name, sir?
Oh,
he kind of
He's a
tilts his
silly
head.
goose.
Never thought about that. never had a name before. You know, when you're a dumb beast.
Well, perhaps I can give you one.
If we give you a name, would you let us fish here?
Well, that's kind of the thing. He kind of does some swimmies in a circle as he's explaining. You know, I really like being awakened and knowledgeable and, you know, all the nines. I'm afraid, though, if I let you pass, that, you know, Mr. Druid's going to come back and turn me into a normal dumb old goose again. Personally speaking, I would rather be smart. Am I smart? I think I'm smart.
Are you allowed to leave?
Ignorance is bliss, Goose. Ignorance is bliss.
He goes, you know, that's a good question. Am I allowed to leave? I mean, maybe. Could he track me down?
You know,
Can you do
should
that?
take control of your own life instead of living for someone else and have someone else control your whole life and basically your everything. Oh, but what do I know?
Before, I used to just run people down and hiss at them.
Well,
And wasn't that a beautiful life to have?
You know,
But I mean,
right.
there's got to be more out there for you to discover. You know, maybe find a family or some friends. It must be lonely all the way out here by yourself. You can find a flock. Geese are supposed to flock.
Also, were you always this giant?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Although, he kind of looks over towards the fisherman. I kind of got this bugger to thank for that.
Aaron will immediately look over at the fisherman. Care to explain?
What? Why he's so big?
Yeah.
Well,
Are you the druid?
Oh my god.
No,
I'm not-
he's not the druid.
you know, I don't rightfully know. You know, I just kind of always had this idea that, you know, Dale gooses are just, you know, fantastic creatures that, you know, I like to think that we ought to take a look at ourselves and just think, man, where would we be without those Dale gooses? You know, they're just a beacon of hope.
I mean, I could tell you one place we'd be, which would be this lake. But unfortunately, because of this Dale Goose, we can't be here. Although I will say, Mr. or Mrs. Goose, you do have very beautiful feathers. You're also very terrifying.
Is it good to be terrifying?
No.
I'll let you decide that.
Yes,
Oh.
actually. Yes.
It's
No.
also
actually-
very cold here. Have you ever considered flying south for the winter?
No, actually. I can do that.
You absolutely can. I mean, I think that's what geese do. I read about them.
Huh. Never thought of that.
You're trying to get him to migrate right now?
Roll for
It
migration.
might get rid of him.
Yes.
Migration check.
But he looks back over at the fisherman and is like, you know, this bugger and his two friends always coming out trying to save our kind. He's got a soft spot for animals, that guy.
Wait a minute.
Aaron will look at the fisherman. What's your name?
Wayne.
Hi, Wayne.
Gretzky? Sorry.
Do you know these Dale geese to be territorial in a dangerous sense if we were to just ignore it and just press forward?
I would say so. Yeah, actually, these geese are very territorial. In fact, you know, when they built the inn on the marshlands just a couple years ago, the geese just weren't having it, man. Next thing you know, nobody could go in without, you know, shaking hands or, well, beaks with at least 2 or 3 of them. So I'd say it's pretty territorial, although I'm sure this goose seems a little reasonable, per se. So I'm sure you could, bargain with it a little bit and see where that goes. You never know.
What do geese like in your experience?
Breadcrumbs mostly Italian, but some are picky about it.
Oh, okay. Aaron will look to the group like, do you guys have any breadcrumbs?
They have been fond of the occasional herring, but those are kind of hard to find here nowadays. It's mostly sushis and sashimis.
He kind of paddles his way over to your all's boat and kind of looks on the inside and is like, yeah, what you guys got there?
So what if we give you a cut?
You gonna cut
And,
me?
No, not at all. What if we give you a cut of the fish that we get? So we basically pay you a fine to allow us to fish here.
Well,
Fish fine.
I'm perfectly okay with you folks doing some fishing. I find that incredibly natural. Again, really, my thing is, if that druid comes by and finds out I've let people into the lake, I might just be one normal, giant, nasty goose.
What he doesn't know won't hurt him, and it's not illegal if you don't get caught.
And
Those are
arguably,
two things I live by.
if you just fly south for the winter, then he won't be able to find you.
But then, I won't know when to come home. It's kind of been winter for a long time. Like a lot of moons.
Right, so you find other geese, such as yourself. And they'll tell you when to come back.
Quite. Perception checks, please.
Everybody?
Nope.
17.
21.
Big 5.
11.
12.
Bretlin, Aaron. Just outside the mist, you can see this ice float with one figure standing atop it, kind of like cruising its way through the ice, and a shrill voice cutting through the air.
What is the meaning of this insolence, goose?
Shit.
Hey,
You don't have to take
spray
that.
Yes. And grabs back, guys.
The goose kind of looks around and goes, oh, well, now we've went and done it. Listen,
Well-
when I turn back into a dumb old goose, just remember, I was nice.
You were lovely. I'm sure you still will be.
It kind of cruises its, druid makes his way towards first the fisher's boat and kind of like stops the ice float and quits casting. The entire ice float itself is about, I would say, 25-30 feet radius. And he's like, pinches the brim of his nose. You had one job. One. Not make conversation, not make friends. Destroy. What was the point of enlarging you and awakening you? I gave you reason. It just kind of looks ashamed and is like, I'm sorry, mate. These were kind of nice folks. And 2 weeks ago, I kind of bit a guy's hand off, and I didn't really like the way he was screaming.
Tina would like to pull Evander to the side a little bit and say, okay, so hear me out. We're going to kill the goose.
What reason for that
Do you
is
not
there?
see the feathers on that thing?
Is that a talking cat?
Excuse me, she's a tabaxi.
Oh.
Thank you.
No, we are not going to. I understand that. I
They're
understand your
beautiful.
position, but we're not going to kill the goose because
Think of everything you could
that will
make out of him.
draw.
Hey, Goose. I'm assuming
No.
Aaron is overhearing this. Goose, could we maybe have a feather before you go while you're still reasonable?
A giant feather?
We need at least 27.
We need
No, a
one.
giant feather. We need one.
Well,
That's more than enough.
I suppose, why not? This angers the druid. Oh, why?
Do you
Have you
need?
no respect for that which gave you sentience?
Forgive me for saying, but do you need anger management?
And you need to learn your place.
Oh, I know my place quite well,
Oh.
actually.
Hey, Goose, do you want to kill this druid with us?
He goes, I'm starting to really think about that.
Hey, you could potentially keep your sentience and do whatever you want and go wherever you want whenever you want. I'm just saying.
Okay.
We're not actually talking about murdering someone, are we?
No, the goose will
Only
do
the
that.
goose.
But someone will die.
People die all the time.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
I'm usually not the cause of that.
No, you had nothing to do with this. Just close your eyes.
That can help.
Fair enough.
So, as Bretlin is reeling in another large trout,
Brad's been fishing this entire time.
the druid angrily, kicks the ice float that he's on, breathes into his hand, and brandishes a sickle made of pure ice. Yes?
Can I cast Mage Armor?
Sure.
How far
Before we
away
get
are we from
started.
him?
I'd say about 80 feet.
Aaron would also like to fire. I'd like to fire my light crossbow at the druid to potentially break concentration if they're holding it, or at least attempt to.
Now, when he's stomped, bits of the iceberg behind him have broken off, and he's begun, jetting forward.
Ah, magic show.
I don't know why, but I can't get the episode of SpongeBob where he rides a giant rock throughout Bikini Bottom out of my mind.
my
when I'm
God.
thinking about this druid right now.
That was kind of a bit of the inspiration there, yeah.
That's
It's
amazing.
not a boulder. It's a rock.
It's a rock! So, he is currently skidding out of 80, cruising into 70, then 60. Crossbow shot brings us to initiative.
Wonderful.
Wow.
You want to go to break to do picking of miniatures and shit?
Let's see.
Oh my god.
This we can do.
5. I mean, this makes sense, actually.
All right. I have a
Okay.
bag of NPCs in here.
Who is that? Who
I
are
will
you?
get people's custom NPCs
Petey.
added in just... Huh?
I said it's a Petey.
Let's see. Colt, if you right-click on the bag and hit search, you can type in the search bar or whatever else you'd like to do in order to find everything. And yes, now that we've got a little bit of time here, this is Hey Mr. Peabody from chat playing Wayne tonight.
Hey everyone,
Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
long time listener, first time caller.
Yay. Happy to
Welcome.
have you.
Welcome.
I figured since you guys would probably be somebody down today, good time for a guest star.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I gotta find.
I'm
I
not.
gotta
I'm not really sure
I-
why, by the way, guys. But I've never been more motivated to save a goose in my entire life.
Oh god.
I've
You know
never been more
what?
That's the
motivated to
spirit.
kill
Like,
it.
fuck this guy
This is
for real.
fair.
Could
I
you
vote we kill both.
pull me out? Cause I am lagging horribly
Gotcha.
trying to load up all these apparently.
My 32 gigs of RAM's gotcha.
Basically, yes.
All right. Let's see.
Was it always supposed to be a goose, or was it always supposed to be a
Yes,
goose?
it
or,
was
like,
legit always supposed to be a goose, which is why I was tempting you guys with gooses earlier today.
That's really funny.
Oh my god. After a conversation
The
about
book
goose.
says it's supposed to be a plesiosaurus, and I was like, boring dinosaurs. How about a large goose?
Yes.
That's better. Does it have a Does it have the plesiosaur stats?
It does.
Okay.
Those
Oh
two
my
will
god,
talk
Bretwin, I'm
funny.
just now seeing
Lying.
this fucking photo that you posted.
That's exactly. He dressed that all the way to Icewind Dale, Captain Sean Connery.
This is what peak performance looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't want to say that Bretlin and Sean Connery banged, but they banged.
Oh my god.
Hey,
did.
that's Rue's mother you're talking about. You watch your mouth. Oh wait, is it
Have some
father?
respect.
It's
Both.
hey, it's
Either or.
1478.
Are
Although
you his mom?
he did mention Captain Connery did mention someone special that Bretlin can't quite remember.
No one ever mentions
I'm having
Tom
trouble with
Selleck, though.
That's true.
So for the time being, they don't have Herringon in here because this whole batch.
I sent you something.
Yeah. In order for me to grab that, you're gonna have to give me another little bit there. And boop.
Could you take out a human for me?
Yes.
Can you take
I'm
a cat
not.
for me?
An actual cat, just a cat.
It's reloading
just a cat.
all 700 figures again, and everyone's lagging.
Yeah, no, I'm not
No.
able to. It's not working.
Tom
So,
Selleck
out of
really
curiosity-
did have America's mustache. Sorry.
Out of
go ahead.
curiosity.
All good. So, Katina,
See,
what size is Katina?
Just a normal medium humanoid size.
Okay. She's not like one of the little tiny cats, or the really, really big ones from Elder Scrolls.
Yep. That is the inspiration, but
Yeah.
From the musical Cats.
you know,
God,
I love
it's so
musicals
cursed.
and I love cats, but I hated that musical.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
It's the worst.
I don't
No, we
think
don't like
anybody liked that musical when like the
Nobody
movie, once
does.
the movie came out. Yeah.
Oh god, I forgot that Taylor
The
Swift did
movie
that.
solidified
That's
it.
embarrassing.
Taylor Swift did it?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift was in it. James Corden was in that too, I believe.
That's that's right.
I
Oh,
taught
James-
Jordan a Taylor Swift trick last night.
What's the Taylor
Babe.
Swift trick?
If a man talks shit,
Yeah, I believe you don't owe him nothing.
thank you.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
I'm gonna let y'all finish. But Beyonce had the best music video of all time.
No.
I'm gonna refill my cocktail while we're getting we're getting characters here.
Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm not a
Give me a
Swiftie.
I did.
I'm not a T
All
Swiftie.
right. So here is Bretlin. That was a dog folk. I think I got a pretty good Katina George tabaxi.
Oh, I don't look at battle maps.
To continue.
I support you though.
You want to come in here and look at it?
No. I'm like under the
I
chicken
trust-
is on top of me. I have a laptop on me. Yeah, no.
I trust you to get a good human for me. I can't see the screen.
No worries. I will be sharing it in just a moment when I close all of these screens.
Great.
If a man talks shit, then I owe him nothing.
Here. And then we make it a figurine.
Who else playing Baldur's Gate, by the way?
Who is
Eventually.
playing Baldur's Gate? Or who wants to play Baldur's Gate?
Yes.
Which one?
Both.
Neither.
I want to.
Ooh,
and
who's
I'm not.
that?
No, I was gonna say, who already has a...
I do. That's Bretlin there with the little blue outfit hat.
Well, I do not have nothing made. And I will
Oh
not
my
be for a
God.
while.
Katina's so sassy. What the fuck?
Yeah, I love that.
I told you I had the perfect one.
That's so good.
Huzzah.
That is absolutely
Nice.
perfect. You should make her pink.
Can you make me something out of a giant goose feather, by the way?
Me? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, obviously.
Yes.
You'll just take one straight. It's like a truffula tree, but in feather form. Yeah, I can make a mead with it. White mead.
Perfect.
I think you look great.
Ida already has a character too. That's great. You guys are cute. Is that my human? That's perfect. That's really good.
Are you sharing your screen, babe? How's everybody seeing this shit?
I'm looking at this on the Twitch.
Let's see.
I got you,
Streaming. Perfect.
Oh, jeez. There's that too now. Hang on.
Alright.
You do
Then we'll
not die.
grab
See
our
how I
guest star piece.
draw.
Oh, I don't have one myself. Do I need to make one?
Let's see. Your race again was
Human.
human. So let's see.
Ooh, man.
Bard, human sorcerer. What looks the most like what I picture? Trying to find something.
You have 702 NPCs in that bag?
Yep.
Holy cannoli.
And he has to copy them every time he takes one out, I'm pretty sure.
Uh huh. So I can put them back.
Sheesh.
It's a
So
lot of
of the humans
Cuba.
that I have, what if I were to just say fighter instead? You know what?
I have to do some editing of this part.
We'll do this one
Ooh.
for Aaron. And then I'll need to grab one for Amos.
I was gonna say, Amos is the cat, right?
Amos is the
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah.
Robocat.
For right now, we will grab this one for our guest.
Oh, man.
We close
I want the
this.
Scotties right now,
Sounds good, don't it?
right? I don't have coffee though.
Aaron. Perfect.
Scotties are no fun
Rolling
without coffee and
into
hot
the
chocolate.
beast. Lol. Let's see. And what's the size of Amos? He's large, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
He a big boy.
You guys are gonna love Amos. Let's
Already
see.
do.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Giant kitty.
Look at
Nice.
that. Look at that good boy.
Big boy.
He big.
All right. Here you have it. Meeting Evander, Ida, Bretlin, Katina, Aaron, Amos, and Wayne.
All right now.
Oh,
How are you now? Oh my goodness. And introducing today's challenger.
Mr. Wizard Guy, no druid. No wait. Cleric.
Good.
I was listening.
He's a
The
druid.
druid.
Is a druid?
Yep.
Yeah,
Ah.
nature guy.
Dear
Yeah, I don't know
God.
why my brain thought healing person.
Unnamed
my
goose.
Oh my god, the
Oh my
goose.
What a goose.
Look at that.
Kill
She's
it.
just pouring vodka into that bottle. We all know that's not water.
Who?
It's Everclear,
Me.
baby.
Oh,
Everclear,
I
baby.
was looking at
Ugh.
Canadian mouthwash.
Gonna get
Ida,
hurt
slow
tonight.
down. You're gonna get sick.
Gonna get crunked.
Rumplemint.
I like
Let's
this.
call a
Alright, yeah.
paramedic.
Ida drunk would be so funny.
Oh man.
You know what? I'm imagining like you would reach critical mass with Ida, and then she would start acting sober and like would get somehow less clumsy. Question mark.
Less
There's
clumsy?
got to be a better way to
Her-
say what I
Her
just said.
equilibrium would finally
Thank
settle.
Thank you for helping me English. I appreciate it.
This is gonna be the
I
great.
struggle
This is gonna be the best part of the podcast. This part. All visual.
Oh yeah, that's
All
right.
visual. You know, I did experiment actually with when we were doing a lot of the podcast recordings on my end. There is a way to do the video recordings. It's just
Yeah.
taxing. It's taxing.
Yeah, then don't.
Was it
Because if we're already doing YouTube, it just takes so freaking long to upload versus just the audio itself.
Well,
Yeah.
I might.
Let's see.
Well, you know what? I'll give that a whirl this week because I've an upgraded upload speed now. We'll see how that works. We'll find out.
So roughly, our druid friend would be out here, Wayne's boat, and our friend unnamed goose.
Unnamed goose. His name is Silly. He's a silly goose.
You know what? We will go with it.
Is the goose
Yeah.
hostile?
Is the
Towards
goose
the
hostile?
druid.
Yeah.
All goose
No.
are hostile.
No.
Actually, it's
Hostile
geese.
towards this
The
druid.
plural is geese.
It's true.
Now that
So,
being
like-
said, the goose's main concern is that he is not going to be an awakened goose anymore. So, you know, you can't really count him as a full-on ally, but he doesn't seem keen to attack you.
Okay.
Nah, we got
Yeah,
this.
I think we don't need him necessarily as an ally, more as not an adversary.
Mhm.
I just need a feather.
The double checking initiative, Bretland. For some reason, I did not get initiative from you, and then Ida, I didn't get it from you.
I didn't roll one.
Well, there we
I
go.
got a 6.
There's your problem.
6.
And
Perfect.
since my crossbow shot
Oh.
started initiative, do you want me to roll for that?
Indeed I do.
Oh, I
And then
miss
I'm gonna
Colt's
roll
plus 15
initiative for
initiative.
Wayne.
Oh man, I missed my advantage on initiative. I'm like
Wayne, you got a
suffering.
hot 8 in initiative. We're just gonna mark it as Matama for now. All right.
That would have been a 15 to hit.
Okay. And it would have indeed.
Wonderful.
I don't know about you guys, but I got a hot 21 HP and I am not keen on dying today. I bought character art. I'm not about to throw it
That'll be
down.
fine. That
I
was
will be
4
running away if
damage.
I'm close to death.
But where? You're on a boat.
Yeah, I'll swim. I'll swim to shore.
You will
In
die
ice,
by
in
the
ice, in ice cold water.
Right? Shit.
Your
Yeah.
best shot.
You
If
know
only
what,
I
boat.
had water walk.
You
If
know what?
only
Go.
I had
You know
water
what? Go
walk.
for it. Throw a dagger and dive into the water.
I don't have any daggers to throw. I literally
I
have
do.
nothing. I have my fists. It.
That's problematic.
Buck,
That is
was,
problematic. I didn't think
a
of
very
getting
unfortunate 4
it fits
damage
though.
total.
It's fine.
All right, 4 damage. Hey, damage is damage.
You ain't wrong.
We're back down to level 3, guys. We're not gonna have stupid, incredible amounts of damage like before, but I think we'll do just fine. So then I will list off the initiative, and then kick it over to you guys to figure out what you want to do strategy-wise. So first up on initiative would be Katina, then Aaron, Matama, which will be Wayne, Bretland, the Druid, Ida, and Evander.
Evander's not a fighter, guys.
All right.
Is the
You
goose,
guys-
Is the goose in there?
The goose has not rolled initiative.
Okay.
He doesn't intend on acting, so he's just going to go initiative 0 and react. All right. Top of the order, you guys are able to strategize amongst yourselves on what you're going to do. When you're done strategizing, we go in order. Take this time.
Mid sugar.
I would say, Bretlin, if you're a fighter, unless you have a ranged weapon to use that
I do.
is proficient, okay, then we should probably have somebody who cannot attack without being close up take control of the vessel to get us closer to them.
I could do that because
Yeah,
I
was
have
gonna
like
say
nothing.
Evander probably would be the best choice for it.
The only thing I have that would be I have only spells I have are minor illusion, darkness, dark vision, pass without trace, and silence. That's it, and I have never
And then
used
your
those
hand-to-hand
before.
combat because you're a monk, right?
And my hand-to-hand combat, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say Evander take control of the helm to get us closer to him.
Okay.
I will.
Guys, I miss my death spells.
Yeah. That power word death.
I miss
felt real
dealing
good, didn't
so many damage. Oh my god.
it? Yeah. Aaron will obviously choo choo. And then Katina, do you have anything ranged, or are you going to be primarily?
Yeah, everything
melee as
of
well?
mine is ranged.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna use a hand crossbow and my psionic blades.
We might be almost the same build. Cool. And then Ida obviously, I'm assuming has spells to cast. Yeah, I think we.
I
have
do.
Evander
I have shatter, so I might try to do damage to the ice float that he's on.
Your rowboat can move 30 feet. 15.
All right, I'm confident. I think we got it figured out for the most part.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, this
I
is
got
good.
range.
Because Evander wouldn't want to fight anyway, so this is perfect. Well, he doesn't know
So-
how.
Then we start off with Katina. Katina George, what would you like to do?
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use my hand crossbow. That's a 9.
That bolt is gonna scream over the misty lake air, trailing behind little crystals as it snaps through and flies wide into the ice.
That's fine. I'm gonna go with my psychic blade now. That'll be a 15.
This one flies through the same misty portions and strikes our druid friend.
Nice. That is going to be 7 damage.
All right.
And I'm going to move closer to Amos to protect him.
Okay. I do have Amos standing right behind you, and you're actually right in front of him, so you're perfect for that.
Perfect.
Okay. That all for you?
Yep.
Excellent. We move on to Aaron.
You said we're 80 feet?
60 now.
60 now. Okay, wonderful. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
First level. And that's what is the dex saving throw? What's the DC? 13.
13. Okay. I have so many tabs. Here we go. Fail.
Wonderful. So we now have advantage against the affected creature if we can see it. And it cannot benefit from being invisible. By it, I mean the druid. And then I will use a free action bonus. I don't know. You tell me if I can do this. I'd like to holster my light crossbow. To
Yep, that's free.
Wonderful. And that's my turn.
All right. Wayne.
Yep.
Let's see. Wayne is going to advance his ship 15 feet. Let me get one of these guys. I have a double length for this. Perfect. plus 5, 10, 15. Perfect. And not much else he can do. You could shout something intimidating at him though, Wayne.
No, I'll just kind of like stare at him and start unbuckling my the cufflinks on my shirt or my shirt sleeves. That's what they are.
You watch him just stand stoically and rotate back, shoulders facing, and just flick the buttons right off his sleeves.
I like pull out a small bottle of like liquor, take a swig, and then hand it, and then just toss it over to the side.
Bretlin.
And I'm sorry, really quick, Buck. The Steel Defender in combat shares my initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after mine. It can't do anything, but I just want to make sure.
That's right. And that is bonus action, right?
It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action it can take on its turn is a dodge action, and then I can expend my bonus action to command it to take an action from its stat.
Okay, got it. Perfect. Make myself a note. Steel Defender. Gonna take me a minute.
Katina's still riding Amos?
Yeah, essentially.
That's wonderful. That's fine.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead.
All right. Bretlin will see this kind of throw down, drop the final fish into the bucket, go to the front of the boat, look over at Wayne drinking, yell out to him, saying, "Tea is a much better combat drink that keeps the senses sharp." And see the fairy fire on the druid, draw a very impressive looking longbow, and take a shot.
I just kind of look back and go, "Fuck. Well, let's have a scrap then."
That's a 1 and a 2, so that'll miss.
Oh no!
Well, oh no! Oh no!
I'm just imagining Bretlin sounding really cool and just like pointing like in the most obviously wrong direction as he fires both of those shots.
Wind took it. The wind took it.
I look over and just like, maybe you ought to take about 20% off of there, bud.
Maybe you should consider a less sinful life of drinking.
Indeed.
I'm done.
All right. Then we move on to our Frost Druid friend. Who, let's see. Nice. He's gonna start muttering a incantation. Here's right in the corner. Yep. Cool. So then we're gonna have this radius here has now been completely engulfed in a heavily obscuring fog. It's quite hard to see out of it. Our friend here, the druid, will be moving, but you cannot see him. Ida.
So we have advantage and disadvantage, right?
Probably.
Because of the fog.
Yeah. So if I were to grab this over here, if we're talking about heavily obscured areas, you are effectively blinded. Which means you would fail any checks involving sights, and attacks have disadvantage coming out of them.
Okay. This is wonderful for Ida. Am I within 60 feet?
The boat is, yes.
Okay. On the boat, can I just get within 60 feet?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna cast Shatter on him. So him in like a 10-foot radius sphere centered on him, and that does affect non-magical objects.
Let's see.
So I want to try to sink him.
Perhaps from a point of your choice within range. It will be incredibly hard to see a point outside of that fog. It's a 20-foot radius fog.
Each creature in a 10-foot radius on a point, centered on a point. It doesn't say that I need to be able to see. And I kind of vaguely know where he is.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
well, like I said, vaguely, but he has moved and you're not sure where.
Okay. In that case, I'll just firebolt him.
Okay. Roll a firebolt with disadvantage.
With advantage because of fairy fire.
Just normal then.
So that's a 16 plus 6. So 32? No, 22.
Let's see. If you rolled a 32 at level 3, holy shit.
I
The
can't math.
firebolt has kind of rocketed in the general direction,
Okay.
and you can kind of hear
Roll
it
damage?
as he's here. Roll damage.
A big 2. That's a 2. Takes 2 points of fire damage.
Hot 2 points. Very nice.
And if I have any movement left, I'll move back behind everybody.
See, you only moved 5, 15. So then you can move another 5, 15 back to where you were.
Yeah, just as long as I'm not front and center.
All right. Evander, giant fog cloud, heavily obscuring.
Driving the boat.
Yeah. No, like I was gonna take the wheel, or I guess literally, figuratively, whatever that is.
Yep, it'd be like a giant oar.
Yeah. So I'd go and take that.
All right. And you can use your action to move the spot that you're on about 15 feet forward.
Like for the boat.
Yep, if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, since we're obstructed by fog, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm. That will bring the front of the boat to here. So if I grab all of you,
All
Bretlin,
new boat.
you are just barely out of the fog. Roughly 25 feet cattywampus from our frost druid friend.
Rock the boat, rock the boat. Sorry.
I did the same thing. I do the exact same thing all the time. Don't
I
worry.
can't help it. It's
No.
like these isms I have. Yeah.
I agree. Don't worry. You're fine.
All right. And then any bonus actions for you?
I don't believe so. Let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure no.
All right.
Let me just quickly check. What is this? What's disintegrate? Disengage. I'm stupid.
I was gonna say,
don't-
Disintegrate is a very, very high level spell for you to have at this moment.
Oh my god. No, I don't have it. I just am
Okay.
dyslexic.
That's okay. So we're going to be at the top of initiative again. Feel free to strategize.
Can we turn the
How we
boat, or
doing?
is it locked on rails? Moving?
You are free to turn up to 90 degrees on a turn. Doesn't have to be a pure 90.
Would that take the action of movement? So
It
is it like
is-
choose to turn or
It's
choose
the
to move?
same part of the move. So you can move 15 feet in combination of having a 90-degree turn, too.
Got it. So I would say our next movement should be that to the right. That should put us out of the fog for the most part. We could also all move towards the front of the boat to get pretty much everyone out of the fog, I think. Outside of that, I think we just keep pounding them. Does anybody else have anything?
Can we get out of the fog on the boat?
If you guys were to move another bit forward, you would pretty much all be out of the fog. Evander would still be stuck in it, being at the tail end of the ship, but
That's
currently
fine.
Bretlin, being at the front, is finally out of it.
Okay, so like on my turn, I could first move out of the fog.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see, I've got to adjust everyone onto a square.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the dimensions? Is it 3 wide?
3 wide, yep.
So is there basically 2 additional spots out of the fog on the front of the ship?
Yep.
Wonderful.
Here and here.
Okay. I mean, I'm happy. Anybody else?
Ready.
Excellent.
What's the goal?
Katina George.
Okay, so I'm gonna yell for Amos to follow me and get out of the fog.
Mao.
Love
And
it.
then I am going to make an attack with my crossbow. 14?
See, so you're walking up to get out of the fog?
Yeah, and then attack with my crossbow.
Alright. So then roll with advantage because fairy fire.
Ooh. 17.
That'll do it.
That'll be 11 damage. And then
Alright.
I'll do my psychic blade.
He fails his concentration. Fog is gone.
Haha.
Yay!
And then 26 to hit with my psychic blade.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And that'll be another 7 damage, and then... let's see. Okay, I can't steady aim. So that'll be it.
Alright. So then we move on to Aaron.
Wonderful. I will use my movement to get to the right of Bretlin.
Alright.
That's not what I thought it was. Sorry. I thought I had the select button, not the draw button. All right. Wonderful. And I am going to attack with my light crossbow, or excuse me, my hand crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 22 to hit.
Oof. Yeah, that'll hit.
Well, I guess I could roll for advantage check. Yeah, 22 to hit. All right, first damage, 5 piercing damage, and then I will follow it up with a bonus action
Oh no.
to shoot again. Because I'm an artificer, and artificers are dumb.
They're like
Way to
super
insult
intelligent.
Elion like that.
that was a 10.
Don't forget
so
fairy
then-
fire advantage.
Ah, thank you. Ah ha ha! Almost crit. 25.
Okay, perfect.
And then that is 10 points of damage.
So 15 total.
Here's her.
All right. He kind of, having been hit by that series of 2 more bolts, you see kind of like blood dripping onto the ice, and then like almost flash freezing. Just kind of like.
I'm melting.
All right, Wayne.
Gretzky.
Wayne kind
Sorry,
of judges the distance and says, well, I'll leave it up to you what you say because it is yours, but you're going to have me do them. What's running through your head there, Wayne, is you think you're pretty sure you could make the jump onto his iceberg and start whooping that guy's ass. Do you say anything heroic or cool as you do so?
No, I'm usually pretty silent when I fight. I kind of just leap forward and land. I almost kind of slip, but I kind of like catch myself.
The druid's eyes grow wide, watching you leap from your raft. You get within melee distance using your final 5 feet of movement. And then you begin an ass whooping. Wayne reaches his fist back and goes to cold cock the man. Wow. Nat 20 for the Wayne.
Ew.
Wow, Fists
Nice.
of Fury.
That is, unfortunately, even though it was a crit, it is going to be a 9 bludgeoning damage from your fist.
Hey, damage is damage, right?
Damage is damage, as discussed. He did not like that. Wayne, as his bonus action, is then going to attempt to grapple our druid friend. Let's see, which is going to be a strength athletics check from you. Oh wow. Well, let's hope our druid friend doesn't do as good. And he didn't. So then that is going to be a grapple onto our druid. It's all you've got, though, with your action and your bonus. Bretlin, our frost druid friend, has been grappled.
Gotcha. And I assume the circle is the iceberg that he's on.
Correct.
Can I get to there without any trouble?
From where you are now, yeah, I mean, pretty much it'd just be an easy hop skip right off the side.
Okay. Then Bretlin will draw his very well-made rapier and rush over to here and make an attack.
Excellent.
With
And you'll still have
advantage.
advantage, of course. I wish I could give you double advantage, but I can't.
Does
So
11
regular
hit?
advantage it is. It doesn't.
All right, action surge. Make another attack. Wow, 1 and a 2 again.
Oh
Not
my
rolling
God.
well tonight.
Oh, man.
This guy is
Uh,
yeah, well,
So as Wayne's got him in a headlock, I guess he's just moving around too wily for
Yeah.
Bretlin to like really give him the shank.
all right, that's it for me. Boy, not
let's see.
contributing much tonight. All right.
There's kind of a struggle. Like I have him in a headlock, but like it's just hard for me to kind of hold him still so that I can get like a mean, like hook up underneath of there, basically.
So then this will be our druid friend's turn. And he goes, all right. And he's going to attempt a casting of a spell. Which he will then succeed on casting, as I did not hear anyone. So then here comes a thicker white mist this time around that begins whipping and swirling all around you, kicking up shards of ice. It is a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, centered here. I need looks like Amos, Katina, Bretlin, and Wayne to make me a dexterity save.
I actually don't know how to access Amos's character sheet.
That's okay.
Or stat sheet.
I have a way of doing that, I believe. If I go into your extras, manage extras, add an extra.
Do we have advantage on that saving throw?
Battlesmith Defender. And then Click Battlesmith Defender. There we go.
You make it a challenge rating 20?
I mean,
30?
let's see. So I have a way of doing this to be your faithful companion as a, and then cat. I will be able to get this done for you later. According to what I can see in the regular bestiary for Steel Defender under Tasha's, by default it's going to have a +1 to Dex.
Okay.
But its Dex saving throws are 1 plus your proficiency bonus. So it is proficient in Dex saves.
So +3.
Mm-hmm. And then Wayne's dexterity save.
22.
Brilliant. All right, let me take a look at everyone's dex.
Not good.
Uh-huh.
Not good. I wasted all my rolls on fishing.
Hey, that fisherman's gonna be real happy though.
Yeah. Gotta get that
And let me
copper.
check the spell save DC. Okay. Anyone who rolled under a 14, you are going to take the full amount of damage. Anyone who got over 14, you're going to take half. That is going to be 2d8 bludgeoning just from shit flying around, which is 2 bludgeoning damage, followed by 4d6 cold,
Ooh.
which will be 12.
4d6. Oh my god.
So we
That's
have 14 damage total.
Jeez.
And then half for those who passed.
Indeed.
So 7. I don't know how many hit points my Steel Defender has.
Steel Defender by default has 2 plus your intelligence modifier, and then 5 times your artificer level.
2 plus my intelligence modifier, which is 3, plus 5 times my artificer.
I mean, it's
level,
on your
which is-
sheet also.
So, well, his Steel Defender I don't think is attached to his sheet. That's something we'll have to work on later.
So, 5
so then
times
Artificer
3.
level is 3, so 15 plus 5, so 20.
It says 20. It says 20. It says 20 on your sheet.
Am I stupid? Where is that at?
Underneath all. Underneath actions to combat, magical tinkering, Steel Defender, and then everything's there.
Oh my god, he's right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Perfect. I was gonna say, I was like, I almost thought it would be there, but I took your word.
Cool.
I had other resources at hand. But yes, hey, now you know how to calculate it too.
Yes.
All right.
Yay.
Cool. So then how we all looking? We all okay? It's
Aaron
good for
didn't get hit
you.
by that, I believe.
That is not a, what's that now?
Looks like
No,
Aaron's outside
you're
of the area of effect.
you and Ida are both actually just outside the range of effect.
That's wonderful.
And then Wayne, you're taking half of these damages. That was 14, so you're taking 7 damage total. Very nice.
Woo!
All right. That was it for him. It is not a continuous spell, so we move on to Ida.
I'd like to center my 20 or 10-foot radius sphere on him and the ice flow. Now that I can see.
All right. Ten-foot radius centered on him.
Well, not centered on him, but like so that I can get him without getting Wayne or.
Perfect. Got it there then. And then you're doing shatter. Hello?
Me?
Ida?
Nope, Ida.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say. I was like, I
you're
thought I was
talking, we
paying
can't hear
attention.
you. She might be lagging.
Could
Maybe.
be. I will go ahead and have him do a con save.
Lost our video.
Let's see, and I will go ahead and pull up her spell save DC so I know. Let's see, spells. Your spell save DC is a 14. Okay, got it. And Shatter will still do half as much damage on a successful. So that would be 3d8 thunder. Boy, oh boy. If she blows this popsicle stand apart, though, Wayne and Bretlin, you're going down. Not like D&D term down, but you're going into the lake.
And probably freezing to death, so it actually might be worse than down.
Indeed.
It looks like she disconnected from Discord. Oh, welcome back.
Hey.
Very quietly, but yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, my Discord just literally shut down and is trying to update.
That's okay.
Sounds like Discord.
I kind of interpreted intent, so you're casting Shatter, yeah?
Yeah, I'm casting Shatter, and that's a DC 14.
I double checked.
DC 14
That would be
con save.
a pass for him.
Okay,
And,
so
and it failed for the ice because it's ice.
Yes. So the ice takes 15 points of thunder damage, and he takes 7.
Ooh. Alright. He's not looking good. And the ice is very shaky now underfoot between Wayne and Bretlin. Any further disturbances to the ice may send it all shattering.
Okay. And I will move back so that I'm farther behind people.
Alright.
I'm just bringing up the Twitch stream so that I can at least know what's going on.
Of course. And Evander.
I think, I'll move the boat a bit. Wait, the fog dissipated, right?
Fog dissipated, and you're pretty much parked right
Yeah,
up
we're
against
basically
the
right next to it.
iceberg.
So,
Right where Katina and Aaron are standing is the front of the ship, and you're pretty much at just where you could step off the boat onto the ice.
are we in, is this iceberg gonna cause any issues for us at all? Like, are we gonna have a Titanic situation, or?
Not really.
Okay,
More like a reverse Titanic situation.
right,
Yeah.
okay. So then
yes.
As in, we're fine,
Yeah, you're fine. You could
Okay,
choose to
so-
not move, and you'd be good.
Yeah, I think I'll just leave it there, and I'll take, dodge action.
Okay. Back up to the top. Do we need strategy, or you guys good? The druid is not looking good.
I think strategy is get the fuck off the iceberg. Bretlin and Wayne. And then kill this dude. It's all
Yeah,
in favor.
I wasn't too keen when the word death was brought up, so I'm like, well, you know. No sense being too much of a hero now, right? There are other people here.
Right.
And that's what I appreciate about you. Okay. Then, Katina, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna make a shot with my hand across the bow here.
Do it. Still have advantage.
24. Oh, let me roll with advantage. 24 again.
Look at that. It was meant to be.
And that'll be 10 damage.
Our druid friend is downed.
Hey.
Hooray. We just killed a man.
Is he dead? dead?
He is downed and would be rolling death saves. Wayne still pretty much has him in a headlock as of this particular moment, but he's gone completely limp.
We should really leave him be.
I'm gonna still hit him with my psychic blade.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Vander will not be talking to you after this.
That's a 23 to hit.
Okay.
And
Well.
that'll be 11 more damage.
And 2 death saves. Perfect. Anything else, Katina?
Oh, I'll steady aim just to be safe. Well, actually, yeah, no, I'm gonna steady aim just to be safe.
All right. Aaron?
Hold, please. Aaron is going to. What would the action look like to pull something out of the bag of holding?
That would be your free interact with object. So you just reach into the bag, grab what you like.
Okay. All right. Aaron is going to pull out hempen rope from my bag of holding, and I would assume I would have to use an action to throw an end of it.
Yeah.
Yep. Seeing the ice about to break, Aaron's going to throw the rope to Bretwin and Wayne to grab onto, just in case the iceberg breaks for, whatever reason. And that will be my action, and I don't think I have a bonus action that's going to allow me to deal any damage to this guy, but he's already in death saving throws anyway, so. That is my turn.
Let's see. Amos will move into position next to Aaron to kind of like put some teeth on the rope just in case.
Love it.
Wayne, you have the option of automatically dealing a d4 of damage to this man since you have him grappled. Would Wayne prefer to try to let this man live, or are you trying to put him out of his misery?
I think I'm gonna let him live.
Okay. And then how would you discuss this with the rest of the group? Are you gonna like turn around and announce that, or are you just gonna not do anything?
Yeah, I almost want to take this rope and just like tie him up, you know what I mean?
All right.
Please.
So, let's see.
But like the rope is also our ticket from, certain callous, frigid, chilled below.
So then let's have you do this. Wayne, while still having our druid friend grappled, is just going to move the 5, 10, 15 feet over inside the raft. Canoe, ship, whatever it is. And just kind of point down and be like,
Okay.
You guys remember Hogfest of '83?
Love that one. So then, did he tie him up while he was moving, or did you just move him onto the boat?
let's see, we can go ahead and, if you wish to tie
Bretwin
him
has
up.
the ability to grab onto the rope in case shit goes south.
Do you wish to tie him up, Wayne?
I don't actually. Is there? So I
You currently have him grappled.
I must
just in a
admit,
full-on
I'm
Nelson.
still a NEWB to this, not a
That's cool, bro.
NOOWB to this. So like, in any event, I would say that in my theory, it would be like he's knocked down to the point where I don't think he would be too much of a danger. So then,
Thank
like,
you for the sub.
I would just swing the rope around to Brethren and try to, pull him back to safety with us onto the raft.
Okay.
If I'm able to do that.
Yep, you can kind of just kick it over his way because you didn't use your free interaction this go around, so you can just kind of hand it over to him and be like, here you go. And you've stepped into the boat with our friend the Frost Druid, who now that it is his turn. Nope, it's Bretland's first. Sorry. You guys both rolled 7.
Only because I, as a player, have not done anything of remote interesting this entire combat. Bretland will rabbit hop as a bonus action, allowing him to leap 10 feet into the air, back onto the boat, 3-point landing. Roll a sword, sheath it, and look at everyone and go, well, that wasn't too terribly bad. Although he's like down to half his hit points. Does that druid need stabilization?
He's not looking good. He's got 2 fails.
Then Bretland will kneel down and using one of his healing kit uses, which he keeps on his side, some tonics, some salves, some bandages, will try to stabilize the druid.
Okay. By using the healer's kit, you do not need to make a medicine check. And instead, you just stabilize him. Our druid friend is unconscious, but stable. Congratulations, we've cleared
Thank
initiative.
Hey.
God. Oh my god, I was not about to have us murder someone.
Not yet, at least.
Aaron,
Not
yeah,
yet.
Don't
Yeah,
you
not
worry.
yet. Oh, it'll happen. I believe it.
Aaron,
but not yet.
Aaron would then be reeling in the rope and begin to tie up the wizard.
All right. Slide a hand check for me for how we got our knots tied. Madama is coherent in the boat again, and it's just kind of like realizing where we are.
Does anybody want to help?
What's going on?
Hey!
Hey!
Hey, Madama.
Hi.
Hi!
What happened? I suppose if she's waking up coherent in a boat after being incoherent, presumably, he's just wondering what's going on.
They almost killed a man.
What?
Who was
Yeah.
trying to
Look around
kill us?
I don't hear anything beyond that. I look around for someone injured to go heal them.
Well, help
We're
somebody help me
stabilized
tie up this psychopath first before we fully bring him back
She goes
from
over.
unconsciousness.
She like gets up and like goes around and casts Cure Wounds just at the first level.
There we go.
On him.
Okay.
Okay, well, I rolled a 4, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna assume that this is a pretty shoddy job. If anybody wants to maybe double check my work.
Aaron's initial attempt at a knot just looks like a giant like Christmas bow. Just one knot, easily undone.
We'll just say that the rope was very frigid from the cold weather, so it wasn't as malleable.
Correct.
Aaron will look over to Wayne and say, "You're a fisherman. I'm sure you've tied a knot or two in your day. Mind giving me a hand?"
Well, you know what I always say? When a friend asks for help, you help them.
It's a 22 to sleight of hand from Wayne.
Wait, so you're saying add 22 to what I rolled, or
That's what he rolls for the check.
Oh, okay, nice. So I'm assuming that it's a much better knot, though.
Yeah, there's a whole series of not fail safes. That guy's not going to get out of this that easy.
Love it.
All right. So our friend, the very large awakened goose, kind of paddles over to the side, goes, you know, I have to thank each and every one of you. If you find the guy whose hand I bit off, just kind of let him know I'm sorry, and maybe I'm gonna try that migration thing you guys talked about, but I don't know. I kind of like it around here. Anything you want to know? I've been a few places.
There's something I think you should know.
Oh, okay.
The man whose hand you bit off, a cleric restored it back to him, so you don't need to worry about him not having a hand anymore. He's
Oh, that's pleasant. I had nightmares about that. I've never dreamed before. Until then.
Yeah, don't do it again, obviously, but I would say the damage has been, outside of maybe some psychological trauma, mostly handled.
Kind of nods and gives his feathers a preen. Well, gotta say, thank you. I thought for sure that I was just gonna end up one regular goose again.
Where will you go?
I don't think you'd ever be a regular goose.
Aw, thanks.
Nah, you're a silly goose.
Yeah,
That's out of
You'll always
character.
be a
Don't-
silly goose.
I'll embrace it. You can call me silly. Sure.
Aww.
I love that. Thank you.
Aaron will remind the goose of the arrangement with the feather.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Feathers. He kind of turns his tuchus back towards you guys and goes, pluck away.
Aaron will say, "Nope, I'm not the one that's doing it."
No, yeah, Evander.
Goose's feathers.
Oh well. I don't have to explain myself. He
She won't
takes
stop you, but she looks very puzzled.
a brown feather and a white feather and a black feather and 2 different colors. Just one each, because I assume they're big.
Each time you pluck one out, he goes, oh my.
My apologies.
Many can Katina pluck at once?
Side of hand check, let's find out. Because you could pluck a lot, but it's how many you can do safely.
21.
You kind of selectively grab about 5 in each hand and like separate them with your claws and then just kind of go twink.
Oh my god.
Katina is going to start arranging them in the chinks in the armor on Amos.
I love it.
All right.
Tribal RoboCat.
He now has feathers and the flame headband thing.
He goes, so, well, I guess, in honor of your help there, just give me one moment. And he dives under the water there. A minute or 2 passes before he comes up with this, like, rough leather pouch, like, absolutely soaked. And once he brings it up out of the air, it starts to freeze. And he tosses it up into the boat. He goes, and the druid was, pretty proud of these. Perhaps might have been why he didn't want people poking around the lake. Feel like you should have them. Before we do part, though, listen, I know he's a little crazy and tried to kill you and everything, as apparently people tend to do. But, I do kind of owe him a little bit for... He kind of waves his feathers over towards his head for kind of giving me a little bit more up in the headspace. If you wouldn't mind, maybe deliver him to a place that's not going to kill him. I mean, if you can avoid it.
Of course.
We'll turn him over to the authorities at back in town to make sure he faces appropriate but proportional justice for the crimes he's committed.
Perfect. The goose kind of turns his head over to Wayne. Was like, "Hey, Wayne, was it?
Yep.
You's a fan of gooses, huh?
Oh, they're the finest in all the land, I tell you.
Cool. Here's the thing. As much as I love water, and I assure you, I love water, but you got a place for me to dry off?
Well, maybe a certain golf course that you may enjoy. Nice, spacious,
Cool. I'll try to keep the poo localized to one area.
That would be appreciated. Yes.
Excellent.
Perhaps you both could find a lovely place down south.
Everybody roll history.
While everyone's at it, can they also roll perception for me?
Sure.
It's a nat 20 from Aaron, so 23.
Well, for history and
I got a history 8.
History
16
16.
for perception.
Perception, nat 1. I am rolling shit.
I got a
Bretlin
10.
notices nothing.
Nope.
I got a 10 perception and a 18 plus 6, so 20? No. 24?
For perception or history?
History.
I got an 18 for history and a 17 for perception.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
so
I didn't
anybody
realize
who
we were rolling
got-
20 or perception. I rolled a 20 perception.
No, I said perception. Silence said history. I was just saying anybody who got over 12 would have noticed that at the mention of the authorities, Evander would stiffen up quite a bit.
Interesting.
I'll just sidle up to Xander and be like,
I like how you're like,
"Yeah."
interesting. You know everything.
Marin will probably just like quietly sidle up to Xander at that and say something, but I'll let Buck go first. Sorry.
As for your histories, anyone with a 10 or above on history finally puts everything together. The barkeep back at the Black Bearded Brother who was mentioning a fella who does woodworking that really loves animals, it kind of dawns on you that they're talking about Wayne.
I connected that earlier. I was like, wait a minute,
Okay,
animals.
okay.
Vander did not connect that though. He doesn't. He's
Marima
too
will
busy.
sidle up to Xander and be like, whisper in Xander's ear, "I know how to protect you from the authorities. Let me know if you need help."
Vander just kind of looks at her like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
She winks and then like walks away.
Yeah,
I'm imagining
I
you
don't-
walking away like 3 feet to the other side of the boat.
Like,
He has a puzzled look. Yeah, he's just looking at you like with it.
Hey, Wayne, you don't happen to know any woodworking, or could like build us a boat, or also would you be available to help me with a project?
Well, as I said before, when a friend asks for help, you help them. And I know we all kind of have just met, but seeing as how we did, vigilant battle, that seems pretty, worthy of friendship, we'll say.
Mhm.
So,
Well, I'm looking for some help to get to the Isle of Solstice, and we need a boat and possibly someone to help us navigate it.
well, I can tell you, between me and the Dicks, you could get any kind of woodworked, but that's if you really want to delve into that area of town, we'll say. But yeah, I suppose I could.
We were directed in your direction.
Well, I'd say I could. I'd say I could help you guys get to where you need to go.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Not much of the woodworker myself. I'm mostly out, baling hay and all the things of that nature. Some barley here and there, barley. But I
Sure.
could take a crack at, the old woodworking there. Who knows? We'll make a whole adventure out of it.
Thank you so much.
Silly the goose is gonna turn over towards Wayne and be like, so you want to lift back to your homestead?
That'd be great. My I don't know if it could be canon or not, but my ship has been badly damaged in battle, and I have no tools here to, fix it.
Well, hop on the back there, good buddy. It's big old Baldur's Gate size 10-4.
So majestic, these animals. Look at them.
He just kind of like raises and gets all barrel chested. It's like, yes.
Mighty.
So I'm not gonna lie, I was secretly hoping that you were gonna mount the goose before the end of this episode. So This is everything I ever wanted and more.
Wayne, without missing a beat, like thumbs inside belt loops, just kind of like walks over and stiffly hops up on the back of the goose. And with a wave, Silly the goose kind of goes, look me up. I'll be in the area. If y'all head over to Wayne's again, I might be hanging around. Because
Can't
there
wait
is
to
a
see you
map
again.
in the party, canonically, Wayne has marked for you his homestead, which I will now mark on the map for you.
Yay. Area unlocked.
Just outside of Bremen. That red dot there. All right.
Little shack.
As Wayne
Right.
and Silly part ways, you are free to return to Bremen. Quest
Should we
complete.
keep fishing?
Yeah, we should get some more fish.
I think Bretlin
If they
has
go for a lot
gotten...
of money, yeah.
Bretlin, while everyone's looking for this monster, Bretlin has gotten a ton of fish, which didn't fight well, but got a lot of fish.
Wow, that's very impressive. Did you manage to fit to fill the boat?
Well, I rolled like 3 23s in a row, so I definitely got a lot.
Can somebody take charge of this oar? I have no idea how to sail a ship.
Oh, I'll take care of it, Evander, no problem. Good sailing in that combat we had.
A natural
Thank you.
man of the sea. Ocean Lake? We're on a lake, aren't we? Yes.
We are on a lake.
Yes, this is a lake.
Yep. I believe we're on Maer Dualdon.
But potentially,
Indeed.
potentially just as dangerous. Don't let that fool you.
Oh yes.
All right. So you guys heading back to Bremen?
I think so.
Yeah.
On a nice, decent 30-minute journey by boat. You make your way back. Hitting the final ice flats and dragging it up to shore, our friend Barrelbore, watching from a small dock house, cannot believe his eyes. Kind of strides out confidently and sober. You got it. And he goes, there's a big sniff. I smell trout. Looking into the boat, my goodness. Beautiful specimens, beautiful indeed. Kind of lifts one up while it's like flopping, and he's like, yes. Absolutely brilliant. And, did we encounter any difficulties while we were there?
Yes and no. The monster of the lake, as you would, says that he's sorry for biting off your friend's hand.
He could talk?
Yeah, it was a little weird. He didn't have lips, but he seemed to enunciate very clearly. It was kind of, I don't know how he did it, but he could talk, and he was also terrifyingly large. And thank you for telling us about the giant goose. It wasn't really him that we had to worry about. He was a very reasonable fellow. In fact, he's now. Anyway, we'll get to that later. There was a druid, I guess, that was causing all the trouble. Anyway, we brought him back. He's on the boat with us. He's apprehended.
Oh. Well, suppose I could talk to the speaker, see what they want us to do with him. If you leave him inside the shack, we'll have the speaker's guards come and get him.
Before we do that, you guys don't have like some weird barbaric, you murder anybody that commits a crime without a fair trial sort of thing going on here?
Oh goodness, no, absolutely not. Mainly we send you to work camps, but, that's just pretty much clearing ice.
Oh, okay.
He actually would probably be pretty good at that, given his skills.
Ooh, I didn't think about him being a spellcaster. That may be a problem. Well, not my problem anyway. I mean, he's lucky he didn't get picked up in Targos or Brinchander. He would have definitely lost the lottery.
Well, I trust that you guys will take care of it.
Indeed. And, pointing at the fish, can't thank you enough. Everybody's got their own offerings to Oriel, but... Oriel. However, ours is food. What little food we can offer to try to end this malicious winter. You've done us all a great service, I think, and I'll make sure everyone in town hears about it.
And the lake seems to be safe too, so you should be able to send out more fishermen to continue to bring more food into town.
He looks shocked and goes, "What then?" And absolutely, he kind of grins and starts almost mentally counting coins. His eyebrows arch and his mouth creases. And yes. Shakes himself awake and smacks his face again. Sorry. Gold really just kind of gets the blood flowing. So, I think...
Which blood? Pardon me, I didn't say that. That was wildly unprofessional.
He was like,
Forgive me.
Were there more kinds of blood?
Just don't mind me.
Okay.
My head's in the gutter.
Right. He kind of squints and goes, wipes his eyes. You're Evermore, aren't you?
Yes, that would be me.
He rolls up his, snow-covered pant legs to reveal a set of designer boots.
Nice.
And as he lifts it up Toy Story style with, Andy's name on it, there's Evander Evermore's mark at the bottom. You make a damn good pair of boots.
Thank you. I see you have good taste.
Well, you're out here in the snow all the time. You gotta buy the best. Waterproof. Very nice.
Exactly.
Don't know how you do it. How do you do it?
I am afraid that's a secret.
Damn. Well, can't blame me for trying. Anyway, when I get these sold, are you folks going to be in town overnight?
I believe so, yes.
I will, I'll fetch you within the hour and give you each the agreed upon price, plus a little bit more for me for helping open up business.
Thank you for maintaining your word, good sir.
Does a silver piece each work?
Of course! More than enough.
I suppose it will do.
Brilliant. Oh,
That's one
and,
silver piece closer to finishing my project.
I would like to give you this as well. He runs back into the shack and comes out with a very nice fishing pole made of a green metallic substance you recognize as adamantine. And kind of just generally gives it over to somebody interested in grabbing it. This is my favorite fishing pole. Hands aren't what they used to be anymore. Countless hours out here have left me unable to fish for very long, which is why I send folks out to do it. I think, I've always have had the suspicion that this was my lucky pole. Hopefully it brings you the same luck. Surely you share the spirit of a fisherman.
I think Bretland certainly does.
Wouldn't mind using it to continue the story tradition of this pole.
Indeed. Well, I'm off to get the fish sold. Where can I find you? Where are you staying? Of course, there's really only one inn in town, but in case you had other arrangements.
I don't think Wayne offered to allow us to stay with him, so I think it's the end, right, guys?
Yeah, I believe so.
Excellent. I will find you within the hour. Thank you
Sounds good.
once again, friends.
Well, I'm a little beat up. I could use a good rest.
Can you guys roll perception again?
I got 7.
Not my night.
22.
23.
Bretlin loves the vent. No, I'm just kidding. Same thing. Anybody who got over a 12 would have noticed that when the fisherman was saying that his boots, that like Evander's boots, or just fashion in general, was the best, his face twitched. Smile, eye, whatever you will, but it twitched.
No idea.
That's all.
I believe in total I counted 10 trout. That will be 10 silver coins.
Hey.
Nice. Nice.
When he
Rich.
does stay up within the hour. That, I believe, will be all I've got for you tonight, planned anyway. If there's something you guys want to take care of in town, obviously, feel free to take care of that. But I think we would be at a good stopping point here.
I was just wondering if Merima got the supplies that she was gonna.
Yes,
go get
most
last
certainly.
time, and
Absolutely.
How much that would have cost.
Depending on what you were grabbing, but I can factor that up for you.
Cool. Yeah, no, I just had 15 gold. Who's gonna get the best, like, a couple sets of cold weather gear for that,
Okay. Let's see.
or whatever I can get for that.
Cold weather clothing. 10 gold would get you a nice set of cold weather gear. Yeah.
So should get that, and then 5 gold worth of rations.
Excellent.
If possible.
Let's see. The ration. And you said how much gold worth of rations?
5.
Okay. 2 days is 1 gold. So 10 days. 10 days worth of rations.
Okay, cool.
All right. The fishing pole you've got. Quickly, if somebody wanted to roll Arcana, if they're interested, I can tell you what that is.
Yeah, I can do that.
Or identify if anybody has it, obviously,
howdy.
whatever you want to do.
Another 6. I have rolled. I only rolled well when I'm fishing.
20 plus 24.
Excellent.
I missed it. What are we doing?
Arcana for the fishing pole.
I don't think Madam is paying any attention. It's in that one for a 0 total.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I got an 8.
Between Katina and Ida, the magics of this would suggest that it would seem to kind of act as a magical type of bait for fish. So it would not require any kind of baiting or anything. You just kind of leave the hook in there as is. There are runes in Dwarvish that you know are in name, but nobody can read it. Your characters don't know this. But,
No, I'm kidding.
but I will tell you this. It's called Fisher's Friend.
I can. Why don't I just spend like the
We
10
shall
minutes to
friend.
ritually cast like comprehend languages, and then I'll understand what it says.
There you go. Fisher's Friend. And then what this will physically do, if you are trying to make a wisdom survival check to find food via this pole, aka fishing, you will have advantage on that check.
Do I need to attune to this?
You do not.
Cool.
All right. So then from here, I think this would be a good time to end us off. So Bretlin, lead us out.
With Campaign 2 finished and the Goose defeated, next week, introduce the Campaign 3 characters. Right? We wrapped up, right? The Goose was the big bad? No?
Yep.
Oh, well, then, I guess we're going to try to find an island in the book. And then surely nothing terrible will happen. We'll wrap things up next week on the Longshots. Dungeons and Dragons.
Woo! A big shout out to Hamers Peabody for being our cameo tonight. I appreciate you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Peabody.
It was very fun
Ditto.
having you.
Thank you.
Alright, we're going to go and raid Dorktales, because why not?
DuckTales?
Dorktales.
Alright, we'll see you next week, folks. Thanks for
Bye.
dropping by.